Hi guys!
Hello, everybody.
We have a very special treat today. If you know her, you'll love her. If you don't know her, I'm very, very pleased to introduce you to my dear friend Ashley.
Hey guys.
Ashley is the ally, the friend, the teacher, the coach, mentor, like inspiration, guiding light, role model, wisdom carrier, medicine keeper. Like, whoa. What I mean it. I say it because I mean it.
Thanks, babe.
No, Ashley's the one who helped me design and build my house. I've taken her courses. I'm a fan. I'm a follower. Like I really like and subscribe to everything she's doing. She's a little hard to find because she lives at the top of a mountain here, and that's why I made a pilgrimage up the mountain here to drop in, to see her, to visit, to see what's going on, and to see this house, which we're gonna go inside. Yeah. You guys have seen, some of you have seen this house before, but it was a construction site last time.
Yep.
So Ash.
Yes.
For people who are just meeting you for the first time, give us a little. What's your pitch for yourself for people who don't know you yet?
Oh, it's a hard one. Village witch. No, I'm just kidding. But basically, I've been here the last 11 years. I am a natural builder, herbalist, birth worker, and permaculturist who is mostly functioning out of Guatemala, but I also come to the US and do some fun workshops and courses there as well. And my main focus is functioning as an educator. So bringing all of these topics to life in a way that's digestible for all of you in the format of immersion courses. So upcoming 9-day building course, end of March. And
information in the comments.
Bam. And right now we're doing a really amazing herbalism course, and then next week we get to be together in course contexts again in a doula course. So we're training the upcoming birth keepers to hold space for women who are birthing. And most importantly, my practice just centers around earth-based spirituality and being human together in a good way.
And not just being human, because there are a lot of people being human, but being a kind of human who is in right relationship with the earth, with animals, with plants, with beings, with the other beings in the ecosystem, you know, a human who recognizes the impacts of your choices, and you're trying to make good choices where there's like the least amount of collective harm, the most amount of collective benefit, and then teaching others to do the same. I know that I've learned a lot from you. I've taken pretty much every course this woman has offered.
I think you've literally taken every course I offer.
Yeah, because I came in so like illiterate and like I didn't know anything about anything. I mean, I know about how to, you know,
you know how to be an amazing human.
I know how to be an amazing human, but I have been on a process over these years to learn how to create a new system for myself, where I get to be more resilient, where I get to be more like also like kind of safe within myself, within my home, within my body, within my mind, and how to just how to understand how to work with the medicine of life, you know, no matter where we are.
And we're creating this resilience through earth-based skills that empower you to be more sovereign, resilient, respectful, engaged, reciprocal with nature, and responsible for your impact, right? So
nice. Barbara's saying, Ashley, I can't wait to learn from her at a plant wisdom Casa Tree retreat. Actually, we don't even have that much time with Ashley today because she's got to jump down to the herbalism foundations of herbalism course that she's teaching at Casa Curativa. You gotta get down there probably in the next half hour, so we don't have too much time.
Yep.
And Roseanne, I miss seeing her too. Yeah, Ashley was out. You had a busy summer. You were out doing.
It was wild.
You were doing teaching. You were doing building. What do you do?
Great question.
We actually a lot of people have asked, like, where's Ashley?
Oh, I miss you all too. It's so fun to get my forays into the internet world through you, because the rest of you usually are telling me put something on here, please. And
Where are you?
I actually am prepping a lot of content to be released soon. So that's going to be really great. But last summer, I had a really amazing adventure. I went to Europe for the first time, which was big.
What?
Yeah, I was in Portugal.
Yeah, you were in Portugal. I remember your adventure. It was amazing.
Yes, it was incredible. And that was going into the world of Portuguese traditional construction and witnessing all the ancestral practices there of rammed earth. And then going to the States to teach in Vermont at a building school called Yestermorrow, which is
Yestermorrow.
Isn't that cute?
Well, that's fun. Yestermorrow.
Yeah. It's super fun. And it's an amazing school. If you're in the U.S., if you want to go to Vermont, you should go there. We have a natural building program there. It's 6 weeks long, so it's a longer immersion program. But Then I bounced out to the West Coast and was working with an incredible team. We have a new project called ARC 11, Artisans for Reciprocal Culture. And it is a crew of us who are focused on, creating a natural building school out of the US that's really grounded in reciprocity. And we were building a beautiful temple, an herbal temple. It was wild, Evers. We're talking labradorite floors, like the sexiest stuff. And it was like, we had Japanese plaster masters coming in, the best plasterers from the West Coast there. And we basically got to have like a builder's convergence of magic. And it was really, really incredible.
Can I just say, I was telling this to you earlier, I just feel like you're tapped into the coolest community, because the people who are into this stuff are like really strong, resilient, earthy, musical, artistic, creative, like savory, sweet, like lovers of life. Like this is not about like running away from the world. This is about like fully engaging in the world in like, but this is really like a live way where we're taking responsibility for crafting and creating like the life that we want, which I think is so important right now, because so much of the world is like at a boiling point. Yeah. And there's a lot of fighting and a lot of separation. So it's like, I feel like part of the answer is to stop putting so much energy into things we can't control and start really taking radical responsibility for what we can.
Yes. And that's so important, because basically we have our sphere of influence and our sphere of control, right? And then beyond that is this sphere that exists, that stuff we can't control. And as soon as we try to really interject ourselves in that field, that larger field that we can't actually have impact in, it becomes super discouraging. So we want to start at home with the impact we can have, obviously with our close beloveds, the people in our lives, and also then working in these widening circles as we understand the leverage points to make change in the world that we carry. That mine's different than yours. Thankfully, yours is online, and you get to bring those of us who sit on our little reclusive cabins out into the world. And, you know, mine gets to be on a whole other level, and we all have to play our part in that social change making.
My part is going to be different than your part, and her part, and his part, and it's just, we don't have to all do the same thing. And also being an active member of kind of standing up for change doesn't necessarily have to look like one thing or another. No. You know, sometimes I was even just saying this, I feel like growing our own food is an act of resistance and positive change.
Completely. It is a total act of activism, right? It's like, so is natural building, right? When we take back our power from large-scale corporations and corporate interests and say, actually, I can do this on my own, without a mortgage, without the big bank's involvement, without, you know, needing to outsource that responsibility to someone else, and say, how can I take care of my basic needs? We're not going to be able to meet all of them on our own. That's why we have community, right? But when we take one step in that direction, all of a sudden we start noticing this like primal anxiety or primal fear that we may have. It kind of dissipates. It kind of shifts. Do you feel that?
Yes. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's like when we're taking more of an active role in what we can actually take responsibility for and make an impact and change, like it feels very empowering. And when we spend our time and our energy trying to enforce or push against things that we actually have no control over, that actually puts us into a state of heightened anxiety and stress and worry and depression, because you can't control it. So there's a big positive benefit when we recognize that, let go, and choose to redirect our attention to where we can have an impact.
Absolutely. Who out there is feeling this right now of like, I want to make positive impact. I want to do something powerful for myself, for the world that actually benefits the people I love, the communities I'm a part of. Like, I bet a lot of you are going through that right now with what's going on globally. And there's so many different points that we can make that difference, right? It doesn't have to be herbalism, birth work, or natural building. Your thing could be music making and merriment, whatever it is. But it's important, right? And we talk so much about like trusting the seeds we're given to sow. You know, the little seed.
And I love that song, the line from that song. You tried to bury us.
You didn't know we were seeds.
Oops.
Right?
We're just growing.
You can't suppress that. Yeah, let go and redirect. Yeah. You know, my mom always said, let go and let God. And I love that one too. Like, whatever your version of God might be, goddess, right? But guys, we're holding out on you because, Evers, so this house that's behind us. You can't see anything. We're just tempting
We're
it.
going in. We're going in.
This one was one of the ones that we were working on during your course, your natural building course. So this is a house up here on the land in Sununa that we built, and we're way up on the mountainside here. So I want to contextualize that for you, because every material that you're seeing that we use,
No road access.
we had to carry up if it wasn't based on the land. So here's why we want to do natural building in hard places like this, because we're going to have to carry less, right? So this was done in a course 2 years ago.
In fact, I'm actually, if you're interested, so Ashley's going to be referring to the course that I took, where she's teaching, and I'm actually just going to drop the information about her next course in the comments. It's coming up next month, so if you or anyone you know, if you're feeling the call of like, this really makes a lot of sense, just know that Ashley has an incredible teaching container coming up that you could jump into. It'd be great if you want. So
And
the
it happens
information's
every
there.
year if you can't. And the registrations for next year will open just a month after this course.
Wow.
So, because we filled up so fast last year that I had to just start.
Wow.
And this year we're having,
People want it.
we have 5 spaces left. So
Great.
that's what we got. So let's go in.
Michelle, is this the same place with that cool shower you were working on a couple years ago? So,
Yes!
so Michelle, this is
Should
the
we
same
show her the
house.
cool
Which
shower?
yes, let's go first. So Michelle, this is why I was so excited to come up here today, because last time I was here, this was a construction site, and maybe some of you, Michelle, remember this. So here is, yay! So here's that really cool Tammy and the shower, and I like that you guys put a roof over it. Very clever. So a Temi is a Temescal, aka sauna, a sweat, sacred sweat, where you get to purge and release and cleanse and clear.
I'm gonna hold it and you can show them.
Sure. So this is cool. So this is a really cool shower. Michelle, you might recognize this. Oh,
We're spiraling in, people.
oh hi. I like how there's a window here, so you can, because it's important to be able to talk to people outside when you're showering. Everyone knows that.
Funnily enough, it happens every day. What'd you say, Dish? Red tail hawk!
I think I heard it.
There's Dijon. That's the first house I built on the land many years ago. Dijon is my business partner, badass extraordinaire.
I haven't heard the red tail in a while.
I know.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a good sign, y'all.
It's a very good sign, red tail hawk. Okay, guys, let's go. So, it's very exciting to be here and to see the final product, because when I was working, in fact, I remember working on this wall.
I remember you working on this wall.
It was clay, it was sand, it was straw, it was messy, it was magical, it was wonderful.
Do you remember what style wall this is?
This is light clay straw. So
You
inside
got
these
it.
walls is a mixture of straw and clay. And
Yeah.
it's made in such a way where it's packed inside the walls. So you might think straw is not a good material to build a house with because it's not very dense. Well, the cool thing is if you pack it in, then it becomes dense and it has all these other cool qualities that make it a really interesting building material. Like it's insulative.
Uh-huh.
It moderates the temperature. It is, it's also moderating the moisture. So like the moisture is actually wicking out of the walls as opposed to getting stuck inside the walls as you might find with concrete or other materials. Fun fact I learned, concrete does not hold, or it's not waterproof.
Yeah.
So water will actually leach through the walls and you get mold and mildew and all those things. And that's one thing that's really cool about working with these natural materials is that we're not going to have the kind of problems with mold, mildew, and also temperature regulation. Like I don't need heating and I don't need air conditioning in my house. It stays warm at night when it gets cold outside, and it stays cool inside when it gets hot outside. So yes, why don't we come on in.
Come on in, everybody.
So another cool thing I love about this, which you'll see, is that because we're working with natural materials, we're not limited by linear shapes. You can actually choose to have things curved and rounded, so it's a little bit more of like a sculpted experience, much like your life. Did you okay if we come in? Yay!
We're coming in.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna take the drill down myself.
okay, just makes you feel safe.
No, I'm gonna go in the machine.
I love you.
So Dijon is a really important character here. So
Oh, yeah,
thank
Dijon
God
is
he's
one of the-
featured.
Incredible artists to whom I owe much creative inspiration for my house. My house would not be what it is without these two beautiful earth artists. So, Very grateful.
One of the best men in the whole wide world.
Oh yes, also one of the best men in the whole wide world.
We forgot to tell you.
Yeah, tactic. Blushing.
I feel Dijon's comfort levels starting to go super down, so I feel like we should let him escape.
If you wish. And if you wish to stay, Did, you can tell us anything you want about this beautiful house that was largely a huge part of this man's mental, imaginal creation.
Maybe the only thing I'll share is that the privilege of being able to design and co-design and co-create and co-build a space that brings so much nourishment to my soul is like one of the most meaningful things I've ever done in my life. And the fact that we get to do that and support people in our community in doing that is just such a gift and a privilege, and I wish everybody gets to have that experience and like, get their hands involved and get their hearts involved, because it really makes all the difference, right?
I like that. Get your hands and your hearts involved.
Yeah, come get your hands and hearts involved. Come meet Dijon. You want to meet the most amazing man in the world.
Yeah.
He's also an incredible musician. Oof, guys.
Oof.
During the course, he shares so much of his music medicine with us, and it's such a blessing to kind of carry us through some of this work that's actually really, it's physically more challenging than some things we've ever done. And his design mind is just incredible. His capacity to learn, his reverence for the earth, and all the ways he shows up in this wild world. So thank you, Didge, and for the feminine. Yes. We love you.
Thanks for seeing me.
He's having a vulnerability hangover. Run.
Yeah.
So
you can see, he's like, I want to contribute. I want to help, but I'm very comfortable.
So
I want to go now. I am playing along. I am supporting, but
run. So here Eva and I are in this beautiful space. You can see.
yeah, it's really nicely done.
Thanks.
And it's so cool because I remember being here when it was a construction site. We're all getting messy and muddy and packing straw into the walls and doing the thing, and then now it's just this like just really, really tight, really clean, really like just it just feels really nice to be in here. And again, actually, fun fact: the same carpenter who did my Finnish carpentry did the Finnish carpentry here. Also took a really long time.
Yep.
So that was my first question. I was like, did Bartolo make you guys wait like he made me wait? Yes.
Yes, they do.
But if the stairs look similar, it's because the same carpenters did stairs. I actually really like this as a. I like that.
Right?
Oh, I
I'm
like
just
that.
showing him the couchivers.
I like the floor. Yeah, great. So like cool use of space, cool creative use of space. Like, yeah, everything just feels really. Yeah, just really, really pure. So why don't we can just peek up.
And this is so fun because we're getting to just go into someone's lived-in space. It's okay.
Oh my god, these are the shoes I wore to Mirador and they're like kind of falling apart. Yeah, come on in.
So we call this space the boat house because it kind of has this feel of like being in a ship.
Wow. Obviously, there are no children here.
Yes.
This is. This is something I've been thinking about, when we build our lives, when we build homes, we build structures. And, like, one of the things that I'm coming to understand is, like, you may not know how your life is going to change. So you may think that life is going to be one way and you can build for that. But just understand that maybe in the future you might actually want railings or... this might not be a good idea.
Totally. Don't build a bachelor pad with all the money you have.
Don't build a bachelor pad with all the money you have if you want to have a family. Let's just say that.
And that's something we talked about, you remember?
We did, and I was like, no, it's fine.
But it's because we had the plan to do 2, which is a whole separate idea and concept.
Yeah, for sure. And we're exactly on track.
And... so this house is like clay straw. It is insulative. It has a lot of tensile strength. It is incredibly resilient to earthquakes. And it's just got this beautiful brightness and lightness to it.
And it's cool, and I mean, like, it's dog, we're all panting as we got up the mountain, and then you come in this house and it's just like, it's cool. Like, it feels really comfortable. Windows,
Cheers.
Oh, no.
Need to...
Oh, no.
It cut us for a minute.
Oh,
glass railings could totally be a thing.
Okay, it's 12:46.
I should teach soon.
Probably wrap up so you can get down to Casa Curativa to teach. What are your last messages for the people? So, guys, if you haven't seen, Ashley has a course coming up. Whether or not you're actually planning on building a house, I think it's a really great course because it
it helps us to fundamentally ask some important questions about what does it mean, like what is the life I want to create, what is the home I want to create, whether that's I'm building a house or I'm kind of redesigning how I live my life. What's actually important to do?
Yeah,
So I'm
that's huge.
I'm gonna drop the interesting information in the comments below, which it's not there. Hold please. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna drop the information. Just know this is Ashley's
There it
course.
is.
Once a year. Go
And
for it.
It's wild because I'm like, it doesn't matter if you think you're going to build your home, if you think you're going to buy a piece of land, if you think you're going to buy an already built home. What we're trying to do is, number one, gain the skills to recognize what are the components of a healthy home. So even if you're just going to be buy one that's mold-free, healthy for you and your family, not going to be introducing toxins into your life or autoimmune issues later on, the course can also be for you. If you're somebody who knows,
Right. Oh,
we're back. So if you're somebody who wants to homestead, if you want to buy a piece of land, how do you actually have the tools to know what is a good piece of land to invest in? Where are you putting your money? And who do you want to give it to and why? What are the signs of nature and the patterns of nature that we can witness on any given landscape to understand both the risk factors of a piece of land, the materials that are available to be used to ensure that you can build something at a lower cost or a lower initial investment, and what are the appropriate building styles for those places? Because it turns out the conventional building industry is not necessarily building appropriate houses for every environment. Rough, right? So if you're interested in building personal resilience, giving back to the earth in ways that are meaningful, learning how to kind of resurrect your own personal relationship to the elements, to your own sense of spirit and connection to the topics of home, feeling at home in our own bodies, feeling at home in the communities we belong to, and being able to actually create structures that house the wildness that is you, that house and reflect back the beauty of your individual nature, rather than buying one of the little boxes on the hillside that are all the same, that aren't honoring your unique expression. Come with us and come learn. We'll be hopefully maybe touring your house during the course. We'll see. Depends on the mood, because house tours are a thing. But it's a really incredible thing to engage in. It builds so much self-trust, and it changes the very kind of central core of how we're relating to ourselves as we ask these questions. So if you're interested at all, even if you don't think you'll ever use it, but you want to be a more sustainable homeowner, you want to understand how to renovate your house in appropriate ways, etc., feel free to come join us. And I always say, if you're ever my student, you're always my student. I'm here to support you on your learning path. Has it been true for you?
It's true.
It's true. And if you take the course once, one cool thing about it is that you can come back and audit the course at any time again. So this investment that you make in your own education is something that you actually invest in for life. So as long as there are spaces open in future courses, you get to come back, and all you're going to pay for is your food and lodging if you need that. And then you can be with us again and again and again. It's so great. I know. That's so great. Yeah, because I actually care about you walking away with the best education you possibly could, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're here to help people transform. And I remember when I took the course, it was really powerful for me. It was one of those times when things were shifting. I had to pull back from being online, because I was like, there was this big questioning of like, yeah, it was like a big reframing and restructuring and questioning. And I remember my word that really rose through that course was reclamation. I am reclaiming my life. I am reclaiming my power. I'm reclaiming my sovereignty. I'm no longer participating in systems and places where I'm giving my power away. I am learning how to take my power back and create from there, and then give from there and love from there, you know? So it's a beautiful journey, I know, for me, of reclamation. And you guys see it. You see
where she's gotten to. And the other piece that I want to say, which is exciting, which I don't think you even know about, is that in this course, we always try to give back to the community in some way. So 11% of my profits always go back to our community of Sumina, non-negotiable. But I try to find other sneaky ways to jump in. And so this year, guess whose house we're going to?
Vicente's. Yes, you know me.
And we're going to be building part of his structure that he's making for his family. And guess what? After working on Natural Builds, he's deciding to do his own house this way, which says so much for how beautiful this practice is. When builders shift from working with cement to working with clay, because of what they realize in the process. So we're going to be giving back to Vicente and his family, and we're going to be going on a field trip to Santiago, taking the boat again, which is great. And this year we're hosting at Casa Kula, which is Kobe and Ananda's place. I'm not sure if they've been on here before, but it's amazing. So if you want to come with us, come. I got to go teach now, but I'm so glad to say hi to you all. I've missed you all, and I'm sending you all my love.
Thanks, babe. If people want to get in contact with you, what's the best way?
Great question.
It's
So,
not easy.
well, it's now
You can
easier
hike up
because
the
I'm a
mountain.
little more online. But a couple things. On my website, you can schedule a free discovery call. So 30 minutes with me to talk about the course, talk about offerings. And through there, you just fill out a little form. It sends me an email and we schedule a time together. There's also my email that's in the info directly that you've just reposted.
Yay!
And then you can find me on social media, but honestly, there's not much on there. So better to send a message, and then if you're interested in having a chat, I'll send you my WhatsApp number and we'll schedule a call.
Not than that.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks so much. It's such a pleasure and a joy to be able to tune in with Ashley and to see the changes and life is unfolding and happening, and yeah, it happens with us, or whether or not we're taking an active participation or an active role in creating the life that we want. So why not take an active role, invest in yourself, sign up for something that takes you in a direction that you want to move? Because if we don't do anything different, we're not going to get anything different. So, all right. So much love from Hummingbird Valley. Bye, guys. Look at that view. Choo!